What kind of... Oh my god, did yum yum yum. I'm gonna give it a couple seconds. I'm assuming this is going through. Hello, Ibukize. Sorry, I'm not that active in the Discord, but I did just see that Raz wanted a quick translation for the miscellaneous nonsense that I was showing yesterday. Specific the one that I did with a piece by Mika Picasso. So I'm just gonna write out. I'm gonna just translate the Japanese that's in there, real quick. It's useless spaghetti Japanese. It's also absolutely unnecessary Japanese, but I'm just gonna get right to it. Over here. Hello, G-Talk. So you may notice a giant wall of text on the top right. I'll eventually get to that today. I don't know if I'll get to it right off the bat here, just because it's not very relevant. But it's more mental gymnastics. It's actually from some of the stuff I talked about beforehand, but a little bit more formalized as in terms of like why I think I have to structure it that way. But anyway, so give me a second here. I cannot read chat while I'm doing this because I have to look at the Discord board and then look at the text over here. So alright, 1 second here. So total is 5+ hours. I guess I'll just verbalize it so you guys know what I'm typing and what this is about. And then for the eyes, just observe and paint. In easier than expected, right? And then layers. So color, shadow 1, the lighter colors plus blurring of edges. I have to guess at what I'm saying actually, I'm not sure. Shadow 2, darker, right? Highlight, hairlight, oh my god, highlight bro, highlight. Highlight has no space, right? So stupid. So red plus white. And then 2 second shadow, so shadow 2 adjust. And then clothing, just paint, broski, hair, layers, color, shadow, just 1 layer seems to be enough, but front hair and back hair have different sets. Then rainbow, various hues. Separately layered as appropriate. Insert with selection plus blur. Blur airbrush, I think that's all I have here. Anyways, yeah, that was just a quick translation for this one here that's in the stream dumps because Raz was asking for it in the chat here somewhere. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not that useful. That's the thing. Just because it's just me acknowledging that I don't know what I'm doing, and the only way I did it was just to copy everything by eye, every single shape by eye. Actually, let me clarify that in the chat, because sorry, where is the thing? So basically, I am just saying that I don't know how they did it. Hello, Curio, and that I had to just copy shapes one by one. The layering stuff, okay, hang on. Like any other studies I did before we started streaming, there's no concept of colors / shapes / lighting, etc. Every study was just a layer breakdown. Okay. Anyways, I'll get to this mess of nonsense later, I think. I'm just trying to sort out the basically the different types of styles that I want to go ahead with. But specifically, I think we'll be tackling this area here today, which is a slightly more polished version of a style that's oriented around just being cutesy and being colorful and stuff like that. So I'll just talk about it later, I think. I need to do this. In the meantime, I'm gonna go with the good old warm-up, and then I'm going to start the lines. I think, based on my testing off stream yesterday, I think I'm probably going to fix the line width. I'm still sitting on that thought, actually. I'm still not sure about that, but I'm gonna try and I'm gonna do a consistent line width first, and then the coloring we'll figure out. But most likely it would be just one set of colors, and we're not gonna do anything too fancy with the shadows too. So unless the shadow color is for the green, in which case we want to just keep it a little bit more consistent with the design that we had before. But if it's like gonna be white, I think I'll just keep it a little bit desaturated and call it a day. Especially just green and white anyways. Oh, and the skin, I guess. And the gray. But anyways, let me just get it warmed up here. I'm still looking for a photo. Alright, anyone would do, I guess. It's been a while since I did like an anatomy sketch. I feel like, what have I been doing the whole time? Oh, don't really remember in there. Is this open yet? Okay. This board was meant to be a smaller version of the other one that we're using, but I'm pretty sure by now it's just as big. What were we doing in the beginning? Oh yes, cloud studies. I wanted to make use of the things I did for the cloud. Oh my god, it looks so bad now. Okay, this is good, this is good. That means that as I'm going through this, I'm slowly starting to improve. Because otherwise I would think that it looks good still. I see that the edges are not really very well defined. It doesn't have as many hard and clear edges as I would like, I think. It looks very subpar. The original is also not necessarily that clear, but it's still clearer than mine, so yeah, okay. It's learning. I think this was the brush that I used, right? We have to clear the shapes, otherwise. Yeah, I have to see. Alright. Let's not worry about that for now. Wait, what? Why am I so low now? Hello, Igami. Hello, George. I saw that, Igami, I saw that you are posting your gestures as well. Is that what you've been doing on stream? Ah, okay, okay. Very, very cool. It has begun. Yeah, it's definitely probably too early to feel it at this point. If you just look back at what Ibukize has been doing, I think. Absolutely insane for the past, what, 130 days? Was it? 120 days? 119, 120. Ah, I see, I see. The Miji-Sanji Empire has begun. Let's go. I need more people. More people. For every gesture and figure, finding where I can improve and where I like. Oh, I see. I don't know if just doing it for a week is going to enable you to see it that clearly. If someone could give you a feedback immediately, that would be nice. But for that to happen, I guess you have to keep track of all the references that you've been using. Yeah, I feel so rusty with anatomy stuff. Because we've just been rendering, I think. I can't quite see some of the things that easily all of a sudden. Oh, I see, I see. Oh yeah, Igami, I do have to check in with you as well. Like, with respect to the references for the Secret Santa, did you put everything that you wanted to put into the thing already? Why are the arms so freakishly long, dude? What did I screw up here? Shoulders are probably lower. Ah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, the environment is so important. I remember back in the school, I had like a group of friends who are, I wouldn't say they're necessarily super hardworking, but they were very good, they were very good at what they were doing. So if you're in the environment where people are always excelling and always working, it makes it a lot easier to do the same for yourself, right? Like bully culture is so stupid. It's like, oh, what are you reading books? What are you making yourself a better student? Look at this guy. Like what? What are these guys doing, dude? But then like if I'm by myself, I'm absolutely useless. I don't really improve. All I do is I use what I currently have to get things done. But the amount of self-discipline I have is very, very low. I know it doesn't seem like it because I'm always here every day, but like that is 100% the case. What's keeping me here isn't self-discipline, it's some other stuff, right? So slightly different. Let me just push it in first. There's something definitely wrong with my sizing here. I just cannot even see it. I cannot see what the specific issue is at this point. I know this part is missing the check-in, but then I don't know if I just want to make it bigger. Can't really read it very well today. Well, I wouldn't say that, but it is more akin to that than you know, being I do want to be here nowadays, but what got the process started was mostly leveraging my own sort of problems instead of like using more negative emotions than more positive emotions, because I have more of an abundance of those. It's a bit easier to get those set up rather than you know, because enjoyment only comes after you're comfortable, and there's no way I'm gonna be comfortable right from the get-go anyway. So using whatever I can to just get me to be here, even if it's a negative emotion, like being afraid of being called a hypocrite or not wanting to disappoint people, that kind of stuff is a bit easier to get set up, I think. I'm out. Yeah, getting better at art is one thing. I think I got a lot better at mental gymnastics this year. I was actually talking to my coworkers at work too. I don't tell them that I stream, but I do tell them that I work on my art every night. And over the past 228 nights or something, I forgot what number we're at, but oh man, the amount of interesting mental gymnastics that I've done to take myself out of pose and then making things easier has been absolutely insane. Very cool, very cool. Hopefully we get some more stuff, please. More, please. So I think previously, maybe now's a good time actually. I have a few more people here. But I think like, so previously we were talking about, I don't know if you guys remember this stupid board. It used to be a lot emptier than this. This didn't exist. It used to be just like style sort of like a record of the styles, right, basically. And in terms of sketching or just black and white, I had this sort of grid over here where you have like really cool stuff and higher contrast versus lower contrast and a bit softer, like on one of the axes, and then the other one is just the polish, right? So is it like a little bit rougher, or is it a little bit, oh, I guess this is the more polished ones. I guess these are the most polished ones. I think back then I didn't have the other hollow ones yet, so all I had was this. These should be up top, I think. And then you have the rougher ones. But this is a, how do I say, like What should I even start? I'm just thinking of how I should phrase this. But basically, yesterday I was coming up with oh right, you guys remember that at some point I was getting really stuck with the whole style thing, and then I came out with that stupid where is it? Oh god damn it. Okay, I have no idea where it is. But depending on what you want to achieve, right? Like you can change the styles details, I guess, like the specifics of a certain style, of the way you render certain things. You can change that, right, depending on what you want to achieve, right? You have the main overarching question that guides your entire art career, which is why are you choosing to suffer. And then the second one is, for this piece, what is it that you want to achieve? So these two questions always are there, it seems like, whenever I draw something. And from the second question, the one that's more about a specific target here, I then decided that, hey, you know what? Like drawing something really, really simple, like for example, these things here, they're not bad, right? Like you cannot compare this to Arknight's art and say that it looks bad, right? Because it's for different purpose. One is to be simple and to be cute, focus on different ideas, different parts of art. And then the other one is just being like really technically impressive, trying to do storytelling and stuff like that. So depending on what you want, you change that. So what I have here in this board here is that brought to the sort of logical next step. I don't know if this is the last step, but this is the next step. The idea is that you have different styles that you can leverage, right? But instead of just having them sort of float around randomly in space, and then like maybe if I draw this thing today, I just happen to want to draw this style. That's fine too, right? But I like to focus on I like black and white stuff. I like stuff that I can see, right? So it's very organized. In this case here, the idea is to create a quality alignment lookup. So depending on the goal of my current piece, I can be like, hey, because this is what I want to achieve, because I just want to do a black and white sketch, like what I'm trying to do right now, I can then select the black and white sketch sort of alignment. And the alignment's whole point of the alignment is so that there is no doubt about certain decision making in the decision making process, right? Art is about answering all those questions about stylization, about how you're going to draw certain things and how you're going to simplify certain shapes. This alignment here is there to make sure that I can answer that questions consistently, and I don't have to worry about if I've forgotten something or if things have changed, and then I'm not aware and then it turns out to be worse than before or different from before and stuff like that. So that's what this goal here is to achieve. So essentially I have a couple of different things here. I'm gonna just ignore -1 up there first. So we have the default, which is the so-called neutral sort of alignment, the one where I would just happen to do if you give me no direction at all. That is the so-called neutral alignment. And up to like I think last week, this was basically really hard to pinpoint, because if you look at all of my old stuff, other than like these guys here, which I do believe can be construed as neutral because I didn't actually reference anything other than the pose, right? Everything else, I just thought that, this probably looks fine. And then I just colored it. Like the colors I've chosen, the shapes I've chosen, everything here is basically default settings. But a lot of the old stuff, like all of these other stuff, it's really hard to say whether if it is or it isn't. Because number one, I don't remember the mentality that I went in. Because default has one very important alignment feature, is that you have to always ask yourself, what is the one thing I don't like and how to fix it? And this basically constantly brings out your own personal preference, right? And if I had just aligned to other people's style back then, that means I'm not asking this question. That means technically some of these are not eligible to be part of this category. But in the meantime, I'm just placing under O0A here. So, and what is the A about? So the A is just basically saying that there's different levels of completion. We have the default one, and then there's one that is the highest quality. For this 0 default sort of style, it is not as relevant, because every time I do it, I try to push it as high as I can, right? So technically every time I do it is 0A. But I'm setting this here so that there's a bit of a distinction between just doing something for fun and relaxed versus doing something to its logical conclusion of pushing it all the way to the edge. And you'll notice later that I don't actually have an example for this, because I set that sort of target yesterday night, and that would mean that 0B is currently set at the level that I have yet to achieve. If I had done this sort of thing in the past, for example, if I did it at some point, I don't know, here, right? or even with the GG ones, I might potentially come back and be like, hey, this would have been 0B. But as of right now, I'm expecting more out of the default style, so that's just that. But you can just ignore 0B for now. 0B is more of my own mental target. And then we have the black and white stuff. So this is more focused around the idea of being really cool, really dynamic, really powerful and fast, right? The strokes are efficient because, for example, the marker itself, sorry, this thing keeps jumping whenever I open it, but the marker with the watercolor edge, the brush that I shared in the server, that thing had a lot of stuff happening. You not only have one value in the center, you have one value along the edge. So in terms of having a brush like that, you have higher contrast because every brush stroke, you're setting up a lot of different shapes already, right? So the impact is a bit higher because of higher contrast. And because you have two things at once, your brush can potentially work on two separate ideas at once. Ambient occlusion as well as, for example, some kind of a shadow. So the workflow could also be a lot faster. So a good example would be something like this. If I can do this consistently, the efficiency that this has is absolutely insane, right? The representation on the hair, the representation on these, the clothing and everything is super rough. But the whole point again, right, going back to the alignment here, again, this is the alignment lookup. It needs to be dynamic, it needs to be fast. As long as I achieve those points, it's completely fine. And black and white, again, faster, right? More angular shapes, again, it's more powerful. It's not as rounded, it's not as smooth and slow. It feels very fast and powerful. And once again, there's two levels of polish. You have the lower level of polish, which is speed focus, right? Which is what you just seen here. That's 1A. Then we have the alignment for 1B, which is more of a polished sort of vibe. And back then I did this out of just, for example, I believe this is kind of like the default thing where I just try to clean everything up as much as possible, make it as clean and as polished as possible. So it wasn't something necessarily I wanted out of this style. I think you guys might have heard me say this before, that it's kind of stupid that a style that was designed for going fast, eventually I made it just as slow as painting colors anyways. Like, why would I paint this? So, which is why I think for, at least for this sort of cool, dynamic, powerful sort of general usage style, definitely 1A is the target, right? The whole point is to be quick. And the cleanliness shouldn't come from, for example, cleaning up the lines like this. It should come from a mastery of understanding what the brushstroke is going to do before I place it. So that whenever I place something, I don't ever have to undo it. And it's already clean and clear enough to deliver like one or two ideas and only those ideas and not make like a mess of this, right? If I zoom in onto this part, it becomes super hard to understand what is happening. But whereas if I zoom in on here, even if there's a bit of messiness, it is very clear what it is. So I think being able to achieve something like this quality over time, that would be the main target for this sort of cool black and white sketch style. And then the next one would be the sort of cute and colorful stuff. And it says so there's a reason why these guys exist, right? And for 01 is the character OCID. So for me, this is Ria over here. And this is the new OC that I'm currently working on. Well, I mean, she's been around for a while. She's trying to clear out her sheets, but and over here, the idea is once again to be fast, but the focus is now different. It's no longer about trying to be powerful or be really high impact. It's about just delivering something that's very simply cute and colorful, right? And again, constant width lines, right? The less line weight there is to worry about, the faster you can work, right? And simpler and larger shapes means also, again, it's faster to do and also cuter because you don't have a lot of tiny messy shapes in there. It depends, of course, on what you're drawing, but in general, these are just guiding principles. No complex lighting schemes, so we probably only have one white light coming down, right? And a lot of times we might probably just push the colors a little bit more extreme than what might be realistic. Even if it's not as extreme as you might think, but like, I don't know if these lighting setups are actually realistic. They just look good. And then higher saturated colors, use of larger gradients, colorful, eye-catching. Basically, that's the whole guiding principle of this. And rather than be a little bit more speed-focused, I think there is a need to be a little bit cleaner here. And that's simply because anytime there is too much messiness to me, it takes away from the cuteness and it takes away from the simplicity. I think it's nice to have something that's very clean in this, right? And then we'll get our sort of efficiency from other parts of the stylization, other simplifications, basically the bigger and larger shapes and the simpler colors and lighting. So yeah, you also don't see anything such as mentioned, such as textures and stuff like that. None of that is going to exist here. Whereas for the black and white sketch, it is conceivable that we might want to put some in down the line. Although if it's speed focus, I think one brush policy would be a really nice thing. But so we have the sort of slightly cleaner 2A. 2A is meant to be a really rough version. This is actually cleaner than what I think a really rough color sketch would be. So I'm putting it as cleaner 2A. And as for 2B itself, it's currently not available, and not available for public use anyway, for public viewing anyways, because currently I have some stuff set up for the other character, but I'll probably just only release that when I'm ready to release that. If anything, today what I want to achieve with this is probably closer to this 2B setup than anything else. Currently I just have a few other artists here that I thought would be good reference for this style, right? You have something that's really colorful, for example, Color Uni. And then you have something that might be super eye-catching and so on and so forth. And then the other style, this artist that I've been sharing with you guys for a few times now. So that's basically what this setup is, right? We have a bunch of different style alignments. Each one have their own specific purpose here. So I know that if I'm drawing for a specific thing, I use a specific style and I focus on different specific principles in order to keep it sort of either consistent and within a realm of expectation, basically. Just to keep things clean in my head. Otherwise, if I approach something, it becomes really messy as to like, hey, I don't really have a very clear idea of why I'm drawing this, and I don't really have a very clear idea of how I want to render it. I've been facing this for years, like so many years now. So this seems slightly maybe stupid and unnecessary, but for me, it's just a really clear and clean way to figure out, hey, where does all these pieces fit in everything? And then as I slowly built this idea out, I start to realize that, hey, this is actually a much better way to approach sort of finding styles than what I was doing before. I think you guys I've shown you guys many times that the giant-ass board that I have, right, with all of the different stuff that I found on Twitter inside, and it's vaguely sorted by style, right? It is vaguely sorted by style. But the problem with this thing here, like, what is the difference between having this nonsense mentality here, like this thing here, versus just looking at something like this and just picking and choosing what you like from there? And for me, mostly it is just a clarity of mind, I think. Because if I look at this, right, like, I just feel really overwhelmed. You can go in. Yeah, is this in the stream dump? I'm not sure. I think it might have been in the stream dump. But if I just come in here and I look for stuff, yes, I can find maybe good ideas and everything, right? But the problem with this is that it's, how do I say this? It's almost as though you're expecting all the stuff that you like for that one idea. Let's say I have like this really cute and simple and colorful style that I want to use, right? I can't exactly just come in here and find an artist that I 100% like, because over the past 10 years, I have not found a single artist that just hits everything perfectly. And I'm like, hey, this is all I want to do forever. Oh, too spicy for stream dump? I don't mind dumping this now, I think. I don't think it's that spicy, actually. Let me take a look after I'm done yapping here. So I think this new structure here basically makes it so that rather than going out there and fishing about, like, you know, all these different styles for a style that I want to use for that one picture, and in which case, even it's really hard to find, number one. Number two, even if I did find one, I would feel like I'm always copying that one artist's style and it doesn't feel like mine. But rather, I should sort of come up with the idea of what I want out of the style, and then slowly sort of put stuff into this bucket, if you will. Right? So now that I have found a place that I can stand, let's say for this, I've found a place that I can stand. Maybe it's the colors that I like, maybe it's the shapes and maybe it's the simplicity that I like, right? And then the next time round, I can always go around and look for, like, let's say I have 3 artists here. The next time round, I can just be like, hey, I'm gonna draw it like this, but I'm gonna change just one thing. And I'm gonna take one idea from one artist and then I'm gonna put it in. And because mentally it is now super clear what this style is for, it becomes a lot easier to make a judgment call and be like, hey, is this bringing it closer to the ideals that I want? And if it is, then my style has sort of improved, right? I've taken one new element and put it in. And over time, the idea is that you have all these buckets and you're slowly putting new elements and design elements and choices and decision making into that bucket for a specific purpose. And then at the end of this journey, you have different buckets, each one having a very specific different purpose for that style. And that's what this long ass explanation is. You guys can pause here or whatever, like in the archive if you really want to read this. This is just the idea of the that I just described, right? Yeah, and then like down the line, like if you do like GitHub and stuff like that, source control, right? If you start off at a starting point and you're taking in new artists and then you're branching off of the original path, right, to create a new sort of style that you can align yourself to, then you can always take a step back and remove the element and then try a different artist solution to that same question. And then over time, you'll form this really long branch of your style's development, which, you know, roll title please, because this is style development. And I think it's really interesting. If I can keep like a very clean sort of log of how I have gone through different artists and taken different ideas from different artists and why I have chosen to add them to a specific bucket or why I have not chosen to do so, and also keep track of all the different branches of this path, it would be really cool to look back down the line and be like, hey, you know, we started off with something like this, but now we have 2 C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, right? And then what the difference is between each path and what the artists are basically, you know, which artists have inspired me to do such a thing. So I think that's really cool if we can get some kind of source control for this. Yeah, I don't know if this is like really that great of a way to think about art. The main problem is that I just keep running into the same issues over and over and over and over, and it becomes really tiring to try to overcome that block, that mental block every time. So now that I have this structure, which I just came out with yesterday night after I dropped off the stream, I had to lose some sleep for this. It's suddenly become really clear. Like, oh, I'm gonna do this one thing. What do I want to draw this piece for? Oh, I want to draw it for cute. Okay, now I have these different styles that I can align to. And I can be like, hey, you know, this artist has, like, I want to make it cute, yes, but maybe let's make it a little bit more colorful this time. Oh, I have this specific alignment that requires you to put in at least 3 different colors. Oh, what are the relationship between the colors? And I have some examples that I've drawn before. And I'm now like, oh, okay, now I have a really clear idea of what the final product is going to look like. And then I can just go straight to the final finishing point instead of walking around in a circle every single time. So then I can separate the sort of exploration process away from the execution process. And yeah. So currently we have a couple of different things here. I have the general default setting, which is I turn off my brain and I only ask one question. What is the one thing I don't like now and how I can fix it? This here is actually pretty advanced in terms of being able to execute, because in order for you to just ask this one question and not look at any other reference, you need to be stable enough in terms of other technical stuff in order for this to actually work, right? Because if you technically cannot draw that one thing, you have to look at references, and by definition, if you look at reference, it sort of skews your judgment and evaluation at that point, and blah 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 blah, and it doesn't become default anymore. So this one is a little bit hard to execute, but at least with the recent things here, it's become a little bit more clear what that might look like. Hello DTV. So this is what the 0A currently looks like, and then we have the really simple sketchy style, which is meant to be for more practice wise, but if down the line we want to do something more dynamic and powerful, right, this is a little bit more flexible. And then we have the cute and simple stuff, and then eventually down the line we may expand this sort of what I call islands of stabilities. If you do chemistry, you get the reference here, but the idea is that there's areas in this sort of solution space where it becomes I gravitate towards, right? In this multi-dimensional realm of different ways of answering all the different questions of art, which is the art style multi-dimensional solution space, there are certain areas that I'm naturally drawn towards, and this just makes it a little bit easier and clearer where these areas are and why they are the way they are. And then eventually down the line I can expand on this list. I also have this nonsense -1 spec over here. So the default spec is simple, at least in terms of concept. The -1 one is really hard, because the -1 one is the one that I need to get. The default 0B is meant to be a highest quality, very strong stuff, but this is just technically strong. It doesn't necessarily yes, DTB. But 0B is not very how do I say this? It's not the final end game. Right, the end game is -1, and I just named it -1 because I thought it's kind of cool, right? It's just like on the opposite direction of 0. So if 0 was like my natural default state, and the positive numbers are where I'm forcing myself into specific sort of more externally influenced ideas. The -1 one is more of a combination of everything here that I like into and as well as aligning to a very specific idea that is I cannot really put it into words. So this -1 one I can't really explain it to you guys because it's even more emotionally based than this. But this one eventually I'll get to, and hopefully at that point it'll become a little bit clearer and I can explain it a little bit better when it eventually happens. So this is all the mental gymnastics that I've been doing last night, and the idea now is that I want to actively work on this whenever I'm practicing, like anatomy or whatever, and then I'm gonna work on this part to help drive something that's a little bit cutesy, a little bit more simple, but is still decently polished enough to get, like, I don't know, good responses on SNS or something on like social media. And then like also like once in a while I can also do like more bigger illustrations that can help me push up some more painting and like some other color and all those things. Yeah, anyways, the long run is just me finding a way to sort of stabilize the way I think, and that's basically it. Yeah, this stupid board. Oh yeah, let me take a look at this stupid board. So you guys are saying that this is I think I rejected to up this last time. Let me just double check, because this thing is huge, like 700 megabytes, and I would like to avoid sending it in the Google Docs as much as possible if I don't have to do it double. Yes, I do not see it. Alright. The Your Name Staircase drawing, I didn't finish it in the sense that I didn't bring it to its absolutely logical conclusion, which is rendering everything and every single shape. It is just in a state of I wouldn't necessarily call it limbo either, because it depends on what you want out of it. Again, I think I might be getting more and more annoying with this, but because it's such an interesting, useful concept to me in my head that if I define it as enough, then it's enough, right? Like, so I'm just going to bring it up real quick here. So the Your Name drawing, the main thing that I'm left is just this background here, right? Some of these shapes are not refined, these shapes are not refined, but for the most part, everything else is good enough, right? There are some other stuff here, like this rock wall that I can refine it more and stuff like that. There's always a lot more to learn. But I think what I've learned from this one piece is that I need to work on colors, and this is actually a pretty good way to work on colors. To not worry too much about the shapes at this point, but to just spam what do I call it? Like spam a lot of these kind of like what I would still like to consider as half completed paintings. But with my new alignment matrix, I can call it like the 0-8 alignment, because this is just a simpler, less polished version of what it could possibly be. And it's really good for just spamming a lot of color practice. So I'm inclined to leave it as such. The only thing I still want to slightly do, yes, you don't want to over render this, but I still feel like it can have a little bit more of like more structured shapes rather than blobs of color. You know what I mean? Like it's meant to still be buildings. It's meant to still have like rooftops and stuff. And there's a few buildings sticking out. You know, it could be a little bit better if I can have just a few things sticking out, a little bit more like higher contrast value-wise, to really cement the idea that this is like an urban suburban space rather than like literally a blob of color, which might suggest that it's a forest too. So I just thought that I should give it a little bit more. Yeah, it's meant to be buildings there. And the other part of why I want to render this is because I don't know how to render it. Like, if I overdo this, it's gonna draw attention away from the character because it's so close. But this is not a piece that is meant to be like super duper. I want to make this look super good. This is more of a practice piece. So if I can take the opportunity to get a little bit more out of it, I would like to. It's just that currently I'm working on the other thing, and then we also have something else sitting around. And then by the time I'm done with this, I probably just want to do some stupid stuff again. So I don't know if I actually work on it, but that's my thinking behind this. So yeah. So you see, like, yeah, this is Man, the more I think about the 2 questions that I need to answer to do art, the more it makes so much sense. Like, to be so clear and like to have the mental clarity and being like, I am doing this thing for this purpose, therefore none of those other things matter. Like, people can give suggestions, people can disagree and stuff and whatnot, but like, if my goal is clear, then it is super duper simple to make decisions all of a sudden. Unless you choose the character drawing background. Yeah, I think it looks fine as a character drawing. I see. Yeah, yes, DTP. Would you like to find out? Wouldn't you like to find out? I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna quickly scan through this. I don't think it's that bad. I probably said what I said because when I did the original filtering, when I did the original preparation of this board, I didn't quite filter the stuff in the bookmarks. So I don't know if I left anything explicit in here. And given that there's people in the server who are actually underage, I didn't want to take the risk. So I have to skim through this entire thing if I want to release it. And for the most part, I didn't know if there's anything too valuable in here. I guess there is sort of a detailed style over here, sketchy style over here, sort of separation that can be useful just for walking around different, because almost every single one of this like screenshot over here, these are all manually done screenshots, by the way. And almost every single one is a different artist, so you can actually go through a lot of different styles just by going through this portal. But the other argument is that I do have we do have something else that is very similar and it's a bit more organized for studies, and that's over here. This one is the one that is in the server stream dump channel. Yeah, you see, Igami, that is fine by my standard because it is for artwork. I think that's fine. If it's just naked, so I've been thinking about this, because if it's just nudity but for studies, right, for something technical, for something that is more academic, I think that's completely fine. But then you have the other end, which there may not be any nudity at all, but it could be super sexually like, I don't know what's the word, charged. Like, it could have, like, you guys know what I mean. I don't have to explain it too much, but like, so the first is fine, the letter is not. I don't know if there's any of the letter in here. I think there are some, but it's not as bad. Like, there's shit like this, right? Like, and I don't know if that is fine or it's not fine. I'm actually gonna have the same problem as I release my as I try to figure out my current, like, original character that I'm trying to sort out, because that character, its whole theme and whole purpose and whole sort of lore and everything is very, yeah, like, sexual innuendo, that kind of stuff is all built in. So I don't actually know how that's, okay, yeah, there's also stuff like this. So actually I don't know if like, people who can read Japanese, feel free to have fun. I'm not explaining this one. I am not explaining this one. But yeah, if you guys want, like, some stuff to study from, this board is really good for studying because it's classified based on eye rendering, based on body rendering, based on clothing. And honestly, like, I guess you guys can also make that decision for yourself, but there's also a lot of useful stuff like material studies that I've collected over the years, right? Different ways of drawing metal, skin, glass, a bunch of random shit. This board is in the stream dump, which I think is a lot more useful than the other nonsense, which is, but this is definitely more fun to explore, I dare say. Let me remember to let me just, I hope I remember, but if I can just like filter this for some of the more explicit stuff and just nuke it, because they don't necessarily add any new value, right? Like, these are pretty similar in terms of, okay, maybe not this, but pretty similar in terms of style, so I don't think we'll lose too much if I just deleted some of these. And then this other one is good for more slightly more structured studying, for example. Which is, again, it's already in the server. Okay. Artistic nudity on stream. I'm pretty sure I've rendered, like, naked bodies a few times. We just don't draw the parts, right? I think it should be fine, at least for us. We're not, like, catching that much attention anyways. Yeah. But anyways, so that's that for my yapping with the mental gymnastics as well as with respect to some of the things. Where did my pen? Okay, it's right here. Keep losing it. I'm gonna go to the washroom. I'm gonna come back and sort this out. Where did my stuff go? Here. And then I'm gonna continue and do the actual line for the other thing, but I'll be right back. Okay, see you later, the TV. It's up to you, Igami, I think. You don't always have to show your reference on the screen, though. Like, I'm just doing this because I think it makes sense. But, you know, like, it's mostly primarily a working kind of stream, so whatever that helps you work more comfortably, I think is probably the best, right? Not get too caught up on the actual streaming part. What? Oh. I haven't used this brush in like a while now. You know, like funny you should say that because I was yeah, like the what's that called, the magic leaders. Oh, thank God I remember now. Thank God I remember what they're called now, because otherwise I won't be able to find them again. I have to go scour through my history a few times just because I keep forgetting what they're called. I still haven't really watched them for a bit, but I watched one video and it's really efficient. They are very efficient. Also, who is this VTuber with the like same name basically? She has sakes, right? Let me take a quick look here. Damn, she's got one more me than I do. Oh my God, what the hell is this? Oh yeah, they're live right now. Yes, very cool. Oh, they're part of a... I don't know what this is. V-Song? Oh, I see. Even the talent agency is new. Yeah, she's 20% more me than I am me. More me than me. Oh my God. She's got an extra space in there too. So she's got technically more me's, but I've got the longest continuous set still. I'm still longer. I have a longer name here. Yeah, it's very new though. It's very new. I'm wondering. Oh, they only started a month ago. The power of VTubing, man. It started a month ago. 30 viewers watching. I'm gonna mute this real quick. Is it just chat? It is just chat. Cool story. Cool story. Oh, interesting. This looks like one of those, I wonder who the, oh, what's the word? Like, CEO is? Okay, this is pretty crazy too. Like, so, like, debut stream, they started selling goods already. Anyways, I'm looking at the style, it's all very similar. It's probably drawn by the same person. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's like their own VTubers that are drawing and doing the rigging as well. Alright, Igami, see you later. Okay, let me catch a, let me just get a. I see. Wait. What's my name right now in my YouTube? Is it 5 Mies? Yes, it is 5 Mies. Okay, I'm going to wait. Hang on, it's now shit. They changed it to they changed it to ID, right? Like if I chat, it's not going to say 5 Hiragana Mies together. Oh yes, thank you, Duvet. Sorry, I missed it because yeah, I'm gonna get like this one instead of the I would love this. What the fuck? Look at this. Look at this tag, dude. Oh my god, dude, unbelievable. Hey guys, like I just want to be clear here. I actually have 25 Mies in my name, right? I actually have 25 Mies in my name, not 5. It's actually a short form of the full version, which has 25 Mies. And the way to write it is that you have to write it in a square, right? So this is my oops. This is how you write the full version of my name, okay? You have to write it in a square. So I actually have 25 of them. You know, not trying to compensate for anything, but this is just how it is. This is the truth, right? The 5 version is just you know, just a nickname. It may sound like I'm making this up on the spot. I actually made this joke like 4 years ago, but let me look at Duvet's daily real quick before I go back to drawing. Where is it? Sorry, Duvet. I wanted to acknowledge it, but then I was just in the middle of talking and I forgot immediately. Here you go. Oh yeah, it's very cool. I like how the period thing is still going. Like it's taking people, like some people, pretty long to actually draw that angle. It's so hard, man. It's interesting how like angular these curves are. Like they're not even really curves. They're like just like straight line almost. Interesting. Analog? Ooh. Some kind of it's probably markers though. Right? Hello, circle. I wonder what it says. Alright, sorry, let me send it later. Oh my god. Wait, YouTube channel? Oh, the magic leaders? Thank you, Uni. Didn't you share this before, actually? Actually, I can't remember. I thought someone posted it too. Not that you sent it. Anyways, wait, did I send the link? Yes, I did. Okay. Actually, yeah, like why don't I also send the stuff that Duvet sends into the chat, into Discord? Am I stupid? Am I stupid? I'm gonna make a new thread in like our resources or something, and then I'm just gonna call it Duvet's Dailies or something. DD. Man, Man, I should have made this a lot earlier, I think. Because then, like, even for Duvet himself, like, you can always come back and just see, like, what you have or haven't posted if you want, you know, like. It's also completely fine to be duplicating, because it's not like most of these I see it once and I just kind of forgot that they exist anyways. So, like, I think it's completely fine. But yeah, like, I should have done this earlier, man. Like, oh, subpar. Yeah, I don't have too many thoughts either. The thing that stood out would be some of the lines that are a little bit more angular. I think the colors are not necessarily as colorful. Like, you have the logo, the base color for that one part, and then it's always the shadows are not necessarily going into any other, like, hue that's too outstanding. Pretty harmonious between all the parts. The shapes are pretty small, I think. A lot of interesting smaller shapes. Yeah, I'm not sure about the lines. Lines are a lot rougher than I expected it to be. Everything points to the lines not being, like, necessarily that crazy, that important. Like, for trying to get something that clean, it can still be a little bit rougher and still be fine, but man, am I gonna make things clean. Man, can I not help but make things clean. Yeah, Circle, I appreciate it. I'll have to make it quick though, because we're like 1 hour in. I haven't got anything done yet. Is it this individual? It must be this individual, I think. They don't have a lot of followers, but it must be them, because it's like really solid stuff. Yeah. Yeah, this is more appealing to me. I'm not really sure why. Something about the colors, I think. Something about the colors feels better. Feels more appealing, visually appealing for me. Yeah, over here it almost feels like it's a little bit faded. Like, not like the blue isn't saturated. This is the only part that I kind of lock onto a little bit. Everything else feels like it's not that saturated, not that visibly clear. Maybe like the value separation. It could be what they wanted to go for. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is. But like the grass here is like easier to read than I feel like the clothing might be over here. Yeah, I guess it's still just a general sort of feeling like it's hard to see. Like I feel like I've taken my glasses off or something. It's harder to see what's happening. Whereas over here, even though it's just as messy here, but it feels easier to see and understand. It might be just a contrast thing, I think. Let me send this link as well. Last level? Let me go through the Did they name it last level? Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, this is really good. Yeah, I'm really a huge sucker for like these really high contrast but very clean shapes kind of thing. Very detailed but very clean shapes. They look very deliberately placed, you know? Are these like skulls? What are these things? Why does he have three sleeves? Is that a... That's a sleeve too, right? Let's see, just brushed in, texture brush, no blending, and then just force in the color space on. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense, right? I'm looking at this and the tendency is to do some kind of like opacity setting on a brush and push it in that way. But I think I would just use that brush to get the color I want and then use an opaque brush to push it in, I think. It'll be a lot easier to control. Anyways, yeah, thank you Duvet and thank you Circle. I'll get back to my block of me's here. Oh wait, I can just sneak it. Good. Yeah, I can get the actual line thing done. I just want to do a quick sketch here so I'm a little bit refreshed on what's happening with this style here specifically. Because it's I believe this is the 1A. Based on that new chart. I'm gonna start using these names because it's a bit easier if I can build like a really clear image of what's happening in my head with these names here. Actually, you know what? I can't do that just yet. I believe yesterday I figured out that there's gonna be a bit of a naming convention problem down the line, especially if I start doing a lot of different branches. Ooh, I need to think about that. I'll leave it like this for now, I guess. One time isn't gonna do anything though. Oh yeah, like what am I doing with the shadows and stuff, right? What is the plan here? Sorry, let me check something. Right, okay. Ah, yes, okay, how about this? Oh, okay, this works, okay. Does it get lighter with the thing? A little bit, I guess, but... So I can leave it on the darkest setting and that will be fine. Opacity is max, color edge is fine. Color edge depends on brush, canvas setting. Everything is fine. Let's see this. Yeah, okay, actually this is pretty interesting. So even though it's just one brush, because of the amount of settings that you can take on, and all these different ways of playing around between the edge color versus the inside color, I think, yeah, like there's maybe a decently high skill ceiling over here. Over time, maybe I can master it and be a little bit, a lot more masterful with this brush, hopefully. Then we can get efficiency and really cool stuff out at the same time. I'm gonna try something new, I guess, because I want this brush to take care of the shadows as well as the shape at the same time, and that's what the efficiency is supposed to come from, just being like super quick with everything. But but it's kind of tricky because, so what do I want here? Like some parts will have to be colored and some parts not gonna be colored, but then I need to guarantee that I'm picking the correct colors each time, I suppose. Yeah. Oh man, the stupid empty space, man. I kind of hate it. Alright, what now then? Right, and then we can overlay stuff, right? I can still make things darker too, so it's also fine. Better to separate everything out. I don't have enough space here. Yeah, should I use just black? So if that's the case, doesn't that mean it's better to just sketch and then go in afterwards? If I'm gonna overlay anyways, right? Not to mention this lowers the contrast. What is the correct answer here? I think the correct answer is to try this new nonsense. But I don't know what exactly is it I'm trying. What exactly is it that I'm trying to get out of this? Because I can do... Right, I might not be in the right... I probably should just stick to the original first. Because it's been a while since I've done this. Let's just make it a little bit simpler this time, and then maybe next time I can try something new. Let's just reinforce what's happening with this workflow first. What should I want? Issues later, but I think let's just ignore that for now. One is pushes for speed. One is to ride up speed. The report does say that, but I don't know. Oh, okay, I see. It's a bit too high. Oh yeah, if you meant to come on time, you're exactly an hour later than I started. I did like a whole rant about some nonsense mental gymnastics that I did yesterday after I hop off stream. It's not necessarily very useful though, so I mean, it's up to you if you want to go back and see what I ranted about. I just needed more clear ways of thinking about art, is the thing. Because there's so many nonsense that built up over the years, like, because art for me has been pretty painful, right? And people tend to run away from pain, and I did the same for art for a really long time. And as a result, a lot of these problems, they form like knots in my heart, but then I never got around to really resolving them. And so when I come back to those areas, it becomes really overwhelming because everything is just a mess. It's like opening up a server room and all the wires are tangled up. So I'm just trying to clarify certain things in a more structured way, and hopefully that's gonna help me just move on, you know, like not get stuck on stupid shit all the time. The face is a little bit wider than I would like, I think. Quantity is more important than quality and skill. I see. Wait, is the neck even visible? I guess it is now. Whatever. Wait, which one of those is replaced with a 2? I'm trying to figure out. When collecting it 2, whatever I did before, it make more sense why it took me so long to finish arts. When collecting it do whatever I did before. I might need a comma in there. I'm not sure where to put it. But sounds like you have it figured out. Like you figured out what you were getting stuck on. Wait, what is my keystroke here? So I get 1. And then 2 and 3, so we do separate ones. Ah, I see. Yeah, I don't know where the shadows are for the clothing. I don't want to just make a big blob here. But if we do black and white like this, then I need to have shadows here, do I not? Oh, it's so dark though. Oh, but yeah, actually it looks fine. It actually looks fine. It looks very dark, but it looks fine. If I can leave enough space for like a bit of hair here, then I can knock everything out and I think it should still be fine. Very dark though. I'm still copying shapes here. I think I need to take over a little bit and figure out what I'm looking at here on the canvas rather than what I'm looking over in the reference, I think. Some of the stuff might not translate very well if I just copy like that. But I'll save that for some other time, I think. This is more of a refresher on how this works and how this brush feels like to use. It's been a while. Yeah, do I want that? Maybe let's keep it simple better. 그치만은 지금 shape lock. Okay, sus. Not so convinced, I don't think. Yeah, no, just push. I feel the urge to clean it up, but like I cannot. Like that's not the point of this thing. And the tendency to go for like 1B is so much stronger than keeping it over here. Keep it on the seams. Oh, sorry. I missed my mark here. Oops. Wondering what that was. Yeah, wouldn't this all be really dark then? Then how would I even tell what's happening, right? So what is the decision making here? If my arm is entirely dark here, it's just not visible, is it not? So then I have to only let the fingers through. Take this entire thing out? That's crazy. Yeah, what about this part too, right? Like, is this all gonna be dark? Huh. Need a version of this that's constant size, I think. I could just turn it on and off, I suppose, but it's a lot easier to switch brush rather than to have to play around the settings every time, I think. No, I just need to remember that I made it. At least it reads, I think. My legs are different size, aren't they? No, it's just so hard. Okay, this part is a big problem here, I think. The clothing is actually better than expected. It looks kind of dark, but I guess there's still enough bright areas on the side to not make everything just be in pitch black darkness. This part needs to be dark. if I want the chair. Do I want the chair? Do I want the stool? Let's grab it, I guess. So this is where I'll use the constant width one. Double up and double up and hold up. Okay, I'm just gonna go line my own stuff. And then I think for this, I'll probably draw the same thing a few times over the next few days, probably. What would I do different though? Actually, I don't know if there's much I can do different. I was thinking of maybe using more shades of gray, but then it goes against the what I wanted to do for this style. And I don't think it will actually look nicer either. So I don't... let me just take a quick look. This was what really captivated me in the... Because this here has so much... It's really enough to show what it needs to show, and it looks so efficient. I remember when I drew this, it was so quick. Right, actually that is true, isn't it? Because simplification doesn't necessarily mean it's faster. The strokes might have to be more precise. But then like this is also kind of, it's just a little, yeah, it's just a lot messier. Right, but if I don't try and make the things as precise and as clean as possible, I'm also not gonna improve those, I think. So what I'm thinking through is that I like what it looks like. I like the efficiency of it, right? And the impact and all that. But the problem is that it still feels kind of messy. But then here's the thing, right? Like if you want to clean up, then it will always take longer. So I just need to, so that is fine. I need to accept that. And the efficiency needs to come from being precise with the strokes, right? Every stroke, if it's able to serve its purpose well, then we only make that one stroke, it remains clean, right? And it's still fast because it's only one stroke. And then even though it might take a little bit longer to make that stroke, but overall I think it should be fine. Rather than, and the other way would be to have a lot of smaller strokes that eventually build up to the final thing, which also works, right? It's just a lot messier. And I'm just thinking that I could just keep doing this, but if I keep doing this, I will also never get to the point where I want to be, which is just to be super minimalist and super quick and super fast and precise. So really the only way to do that would be to draw this again and again and again and again and slowly refine it to the point where I can use as little strokes as possible and have each stroke do as much as I want it, as much as it can, I guess. Then at that point we have something that is I guess a bit more masterful. And then if we repeat that process enough times, at some point it becomes second nature, blah 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 blah, and then we get efficiency that way. Is how I think I should approach this. But at the same time, like this one brush, to be able to get like enough, like all these shapes, it's also oh man, like how do can I even control it that well? So I have to be super precise with the stroke. But then it wouldn't feel that nice to draw anymore. Some of the shapes are also not that natural with the orientation of the brush. Do I want to change this on the fly though? Why not, right? Why not? Actually, there's two things that I probably should be more aware of. Is changing the size, the brush settings itself, I think. So I guess this would have been kind of, the one that I just made was kind of useless then. Yeah, let me delete this. I'm just gonna make a note over here. I just wear conscious. It's probably C, right? I see what the problem is. But it's okay. I see what the problem is, but it's okay. Yeah, this is why this thing is so good for me. Because I have a structure, I have a place to put all my issues now. So I don't have to keep it in my mind. I can know that, hey, this bucket currently has a pending issue that I'm trying to resolve. And then I can just resolve that over time. And I don't mean that I wrote it down. I mean like just mentally in my head it's clearer. But just gonna leave that at that for now. Oh, sorry, I forgot to write the thing I wanted to write. Oh, shit. Let me see. Brush size. Yeah, because these are fine by themselves too, but they are a different realm of sequence here. So yeah, the target versus this. This doesn't necessarily serve any additional purpose. Interesting. It's not as clean as I like it to be, but it's fine for now. Okay. I'm just gonna start lining this, I think. Sequence alignments. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, the sizing. We can deal with that later. Let's deal with this now. So I want to do constant width, but I think I have to make an exception for the eyes anyways. Yeah, do I want to do it a constant? I still have my doubts on this. Sorry, I cannot see what I want to see. Which one is the one I want? Bro. This guy? Yeah, this should be pretty decent quick, I think. This is the lower requirement. Yeah, okay, this is kind of... No, you know what? Just push. Is there opacity on this? Oh, so do I want the... No, there's no way to know. Okay, never mind. Let's go. I think it was the setting, wasn't it? No, we can leave that for color later. That's fine too. Right, okay, so that's fine. Oh, can I block the eye? It's the only eye. I guess I can make adjustments later if I don't like it, but... Little sus. Yeah, don't do that. Is currently 5. Yeah, it should still be better than... It should still be acceptable. Just check the alignment with this guy, I guess. Some other way. I think like people have asked about the lines, like how to get smooth lines. For me, it's always just been this. I just keep drawing that curve until I get it the way I want it to. But of course, you should only do it for stuff that you know you can reasonably do it. If it's like super duper long, Like these ones are, I don't expect myself to hit it. But if it's your own sketch, you have a good idea of what you can and cannot do. Like this line, I'm pretty sure I made it in one stroke, so I'm pretty sure I can do it. But the only difference is the precision that's required. It's not like I'm trying necessarily to match the one before. I'm still looking at the new line. But I'm trying to get the peak to be somewhere here. I want it to feel like it's being pulled that way. But I'm still gonna keep doing it until I get something I like. No, it's too squished. And it'd probably be a lot easier if you have a big tablet, I think. Or have a better posture. Because I'm drawing a lot with my wrists, and it's a little bit less consistent. At least based on what the pros have said. Or what I've seen the pros say. Yeah, it's a bit janky here. This part is also kind of missing that sort of pull. But then this is actually tighter than the one before in terms of pulling. So maybe that's fine. I just need to hit it again for this outer line here. Just gotta casually do it again. Oh, come on, dude. Come on, man. Do you see it? Kind of see it. So cool. So それもそれでいいのでは? Oh, I see, circle. Some of my earlier pieces took like 40 hours, and a good part of it is the color. Yes, it's the rendering, but also the second longest is definitely the line art. I guess I don't know for sure, actually. I don't know if that's the case for sure. Because anatomy was a big problem. I remember now. Back then, every time I try to draw something, it's a gotcha, whether if I actually make it happen or not, because the technical challenges would be so overwhelming that eventually, there's a good part of the time, a good part of those attempts, I would just give up on that piece, on that pose. I just say, yeah, you know what? I gotta draw something else. Let's go draw something else instead. And then it's an entirely new gotcha. And I think back then, I felt as though it's like if I give myself a little bit more rest time between attempts at drawing things, I would draw better. And I think most likely it's because, like, you know, art is just, you need that patience to kind of work through all those issues that you see on the canvas. And then the other thing is, yeah, I just, I guess I'm a little bit more motivated. So less burnout and more motivated once I took a little bit of a break. Yeah, that's why I think, like, yeah, I should have just... I don't know why I didn't do, like, fundamental stuff, though. I don't know why I didn't do that. I can't remember if I thought that I didn't... I'm pretty sure in the very beginning, when I first started, I definitely thought that, hey, you know, anime art don't really need that strong of a fundamental, right? I mean, it's just anime art. Like, how bad could it be? I'm pretty sure that's my initial thought process. But then later down the line, I don't know why I never re-evaluated it. Either I was just too overwhelmed by a bunch of stuff, or it's like just train helplessness. I don't know, like, exactly what happened there. It's kind of bad. Very inefficient. Gonna have to do a bunch of joints later, actually. I don't think I can draw this in one stroke. It's like, the original brushstroke has a lot of line weight, so there's a lot of nuance that it's not possible to, it's not that natural to replicate with one stroke. Because the curve, you did draw the curve, but it's not quite curving the same way if you look at one side of the line versus the other side. And it's kind of janky. And And above all else, I need to make sure that it makes sense for what we're doing here. These lines by themselves. I want to see the feeling here, the thickness. So it would have been like this, right? Yeah, this is deviating too much. If I do deviate, I need to deviate the top as well. Yeah, I know, right? Like, because you have to make more decisions. You need more knowledge to be able to make those things. Hyper-realism and stuff is very hard, but it's not necessarily that hard either, right? Because, like, you just need good amount of time, patience, and also, like, observation skills. The observation skills part is definitely something you gotta train, but it feels like with enough time you can get there. But then some of the stylization and stuff, you sometimes feels like you just cannot find the right answer to answer some of those questions, because you can't just copy. You have to find that balance with the simplification. I think it's harder. I don't know if this is something really obvious. Maybe it's something super obvious. I just hate this line. Also, oh my god, I did undo and accidentally undo the line before. Damn it, bro. What makes art beautiful? It's gotta be subjective, right? Like, I think... What makes art beautiful? Ooh, I've never really used the word beautiful for art before, I think. Beautiful in my head is a very specifically... What is it? It's very specifically something that is... I feel like very feminine, very sparkly. Maybe like a dress with a lot of frills and like a really elegant lady would be beautiful. Landscapes perhaps, but I don't really like nature in general, so I don't know if I necessarily feel it. So like these lines are killing me. I don't know what my target is though. Because I did change this. Okay, I deviated this part. It's causing some issues. I'm gonna undo it. I actually have to undo all the way here, I think. So never mind. Never mind about one stroke here. As I'm gonna cheat. Because I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, what is beautiful art for me? I have to convert the word beautiful to something else first, because I think the word itself is making it hard to evaluate. Because I keep having this preconceived notion of what a beautiful art should be. But that's not quite the question here, right? I think it's just whether if a piece of art is something you like, I guess, if I were to generalize it. Because beautiful would just imply that you like it. So... what makes a piece of art beautiful? It's like same as asking what makes me like a certain piece of art, I suppose. Why am I drawing like these two parts like that right now? I don't really care. As long as we get this done here. If I look at something and I like it, it's just because I like what I see, right? Monkey brain neuron activation. And I cannot put it into words. Like, I imagine there would be a lot of different reasons why I might like something, right? Why I might find something beautiful, I think. If I'm interpreting the word beautiful being used here correctly. And not my, like, flawed, sort of slightly biased understanding of that word. Yeah, I would like to watch that video actually. I have no idea how to process this at all for some reason. I don't know why it seems like such a foreign concept to find art beautiful. I would find art impressive and amazing and very touching, very inspiring, very yeah, like take me away to a different world. But for me to use the word beautiful, yeah, I'm getting so thrown off by the word for some reason. Very interesting. Actually, wait, hang on, let me think. Can it be a little bit closer? Because wait, so the width of this thing is coming out and... Actually, how would this work? Let me see. So this part clearly is the underside, the flat side here. Then as the flat side comes in, I see the inner side. That makes sense to me. And as this come over, I should see the side. And then what about this part here? So as it curves away, I guess I should still see the ring here. And then at some point here it's just this, and then this is the flat side. So the flat side will come in this way, and then at some point there is a line here that signifies the stop. It would appear like this is a little bit thicker than I would like it to be. But I'm also a little bit wary against changing too much from the line art that I already have. So I'm actually just gonna follow it and then figure it out during the coloring later. Sure, it's not that big of a deal. On stream in the background, nah, like the whole, like I get too distracted. That's why like even music needs to be controlled, because even if the music is something that I'm not expecting, it becomes impossible to work at all. Because otherwise music I can just let you guys pick and stuff. I don't have to worry about what like I'm gonna listen to today. That would you know, make it a lot easier to concentrate, because I don't have to look at the video every so often to make sure that, hey, what should I get next? You know, what should I get next? Have I listened to this before? Is it getting too tedious or monotonous or like... Controlled environment. Oh right, I have to nuke the middle, I forgot. Let's nuke it later. Don't know where it is right now. Let's do inner lines with at least one size lower, if not two. Let's do two size lower. I want to give it a lip here. So I'm gonna put it a little bit more than I need. Not too bad, because I can color the lines of wherever it disappear. But so would that though, right? The investigation, I keep everything consistent. It's not that serious, bro. This other side here, where is it? It would have to be visible to some extent. Right, okay, let's nuke that then. Let's do this first. Yeah, making is always very just tedious, I think. It's only slowly starting to be a little bit more fun. Like, for example, the sketch kind of style that I was talking about. Those are more fun because the process itself is fun. It's fast, it's immediate, and then you see things getting built out in a reasonable amount of time, right? Like, in like... I may be just attention spending, but if it's not fast, I just cannot. Something like this, you just blop, 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 and then the character comes out. That is fun, at least. And then, at least after all these years, I'm starting to have enough skill to not draw absolute dog shit every time. So thing has been getting more enjoyable, but then all the other stuff that I'm not good at is still very, very painful and tedious. I'm hoping... Yeah, like, I can imagine why art would be fun, right? If I didn't have all these, like, preconceived expectations that you know, unreasonable expectations, rather, right? Having some expectation makes a lot of sense. You wouldn't do anything if you didn't have hope in getting something good out of it. But I can imagine when I'm more competent with colors and rendering and textures and balancing and composition, like everything is in place. And then instead of just drawing random characters, like right now I'm having fun sketching random characters from photos. But down the line, if I can do color sketches or like just explore like my own sort of worlds, that would be a lot more fun. That would make it so much... That would make so much more sense why people find things fun, I think. Once I get there, I can probably relate a lot better. In the meantime, though, like, you know, looking at art is fun. Finishing it off is fun. Getting started is absolutely scary as heck. Figuring out all the, like, the nitty-gritty details, like colors and balance and all that. Yeah, like Circle makes sense, right? What you're saying. I think it only drains you so much just because like we're not proficient at it yet. If you're proficient at it, like sketching, for example, because sketching would have been pretty tedious too when you first started out. Nothing will look right. You don't know anatomy. So I think it's just a competency thing. Right. I have those lines. And no, those lines I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna do the... I'm only gonna border stuff with green. So green gets extra emphasis on that. Is it just a stripe? It's just a singular stripe. We can pick up battles in that regard. That's fine, absolutely fine. Right, nope, I'm not doing that, so... Yes, yeah, we are getting unlocked, so the key will go a little bit faster, so... How do I want to deal with that? I think strictly speaking, because of all these what do you even call these things? Like those gaps, those lines there, right? They represent like indentations into this fabric. So technically the contour should probably represent that. I don't know if that makes so much sense to draw in, or like should I just paint over it later, because it would be so much easier to do that instead of going like pop 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 pop. Because then I have to pre-pen everything. So maybe I'll just deal with that later. Nah, Circle, I think I did that for 4 years. Until I started streaming, and only until like the second half of this year did I really start to feel that. And I started doing nonsense since 2020. So I think I've been just like in the same boat for like a good... Oh, it's 2 lines. Oh, it's 2 lines on the sleeve. Anyways, I've been in the same boat for like 4 years or something. Oh, if it's 2 lines, then I can make this a little bit more, a little bit thinner. And I do want to see the other one, if I can help it. Because my mentality from the beginning was always that art... So this is a misconception on my part. I thought that art was just a knowledge thing. Because math and science is a knowledge thing. You know the concept, you know the formula, you can do it now. It doesn't matter like if it takes you 1 second to understand it or like 10 years to understand it. It's the same thing, right? As long as you know what is happening, you know what is happening. But art has a good part of it. You need to do exploration and you need to figure it out, and that's not necessarily like an absolute concrete correct answer. So my preconceived notion made me basically, all I did was I have this idea. What information do I need to make it the best? I will find all the references that I need. I'll find all the different ways that people might be rendering this, and I find the one I like, and then I'll just have that open. I'll just copy shapes over and stuff like that. I'll break it down as much as I can in my head, but I only break down the layers, right? I don't actually understand what the concepts are. I just knew that, hey, I need a layer for shadow, I need a layer for that, and then I need to do this, I need to do that. And to some extent it does work, right? Because if you make sure everything looks good, then even if you don't understand it, right, you copy all the shapes from all the people who understand it and did it already, then you can too make something that looks decent, right? But like your understanding behind that, your ability to execute other things and customize things and do it again consistently, that would be yeah, these fingers are not bueno. Those are questionable at best. My finger's too fat. Wait, hang on. What did I not like about it? It's kind of jelly, right? It's kind of jelly. Let me nuke the... Ah, okay, there you go. That's what I wanted. Oh, right, that is true, right? Like, let me think. Did I feel like that too? I would like to say yes, but I can't. I don't have a very specific example in my head stored. I don't know if I necessarily thought that if I draw like complete illustrations, I would get better. But I just always wanted to see something. Like, because if you draw like a complete thing, I thought that it would help me assess my skills a little bit better, like where I am a little bit better, and I just constantly want to like see where I am. I don't think I necessarily felt like it was the best way to move forwards. I just was really impatient and wanting to see something really amazing being created. Oh yeah, that was it. So I wasn't really trying to learn things. The learning wasn't really in the back and the top of my priority list. What I really was focusing on was just getting good stuff out, because I'm so convinced that I can without necessarily practicing for a really long time. Because I was so convinced that it's not about all these practice and whatnot, it's just about understanding what needs to, like, how to piece the things together or something like that. Yes, fries. Yes, McDonald's fries. I just put an M here. Put like a few more in the back. Hello, Realist Seal. Real you seal. Why is it so hard to say? Real. Okay, I cannot see shit. I'm gonna have to draw it here first. Anyways, welcome. I got really tongue-tied there. A month? Oh, dang, dude. Real Uso. Uso? Uso? Uso. I guess it's okay, yeah. Ooh would have been O anyway, so it would be Uso. Real Lucille. Real Lucille? SEL would imply cell, I guess. Why does it look so weird? Alright, why do I care, dude? Like, half the hand is covered anyways. Like, it's good enough, man. It's good enough. But if I'm gonna have to... Alright, can I just squish it in then? Wait, no, let me just... It's enough to imply it. There'll be way more than enough stuff for people to look at anyway, so I don't think I have to be that tight. This one, however, needs to be a bit tighter since it is right in the foreground here. So I cannot see it. Which layer is this? What? Oh my god. What's it called? Wait, what's the opacity on these? 100% still. Okay, then 7 months. But let me see if we can find out how long mine took. Is that you, Mizukine? Hello? Where is Oh, I probably offloaded it, but I do have my disc connected still. In the past, I had this folder called published, so it's all the works that I did publish. And then I thought I was gonna keep it up, but at some point I guess I just stopped posting stuff. So yeah, this is the first one I did after I got super inspired, but oh my god, it's Photoshop. But I can just check the dates here. So it was started Tuesday, August 25th. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. Oh no, the creator is probably when it's moved into this this hard disk here. Oh, so I don't know then, actually. But given that I was inspired on the 26th, I think this probably started on the 26th then. So it's finished on 27th, I guess. I don't know. Not very useful. Yeah, I think from then on I decided I never want to draw fingernails again. I still don't draw fingernails. If I get a chance to render, maybe I would, but like I think if it's line art, I absolutely do not want to touch it. This was me like 5 years ago now. I actually bothered to do background, it's kind of insane. And the background colors don't look half bad either. It doesn't necessarily clash, right? It's actually kind of fitting. I forgot where I got the colors from though. It might be Hololive colors. It might just be the icon colors. And then like, yeah, like rendering the hair, like if I just kept this going, you know, I would have gotten something a little bit more similar to like Lidux kind of rendering where you have a lot of brush strokes. Oh man, the balance of these shapes as well, like really big stuff, really tiny stuff is not balanced very well. Oh my god, this tapering, like what is this shit? Sausage fingers, but I don't think I can do better now though, to be honest. Still cannot do better. This is this captured my feelings when I first got really inspired. It really felt like I was what's a good word here? Maybe invited to join, to explore a new world almost, right? Sorry, I was kind of like, oh shit, you know, like It's an entirely new thing that we can check out over here. What do we got? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with like some really... This looks really wonky still. Right. Let's give it a bit more live here, I think. Out of imagination, I've given up, man. Like that is like such a high mastery level thing, right? The amount of like skills and understanding and visual library and everything needs to be together in order for you to really get that to be done satisfyingly, right? Like we can all draw from imagination right now, but I can't really imagine how it's gonna go for me. But so I've kind of given up for now. I think that's gonna happen eventually, but I don't think I'm gonna actively try it, because I think I will just know that I'm ready for it once I am actually ready for it. Also, this thumb is also a problem, I see. It's kind of weird, because like I think mentally, when I think of something, when I get really inspired, I kind of see visuals, right? You see visuals, you see something in your mind's eye. But I think that's not the right approach. Now that like, at least for me, I think rather than trying to capture those visual image, I should focus more on how it feels. And then do like a sort of feeling to image translator in my head somehow, right? Based on visual library, based on past experience of arts and drawing, stuff that I've drawn and seen. And then think about it in a logical manner. Start with a mind map with the feeling. And then we branch off with the different ideas. And one of that could be the stuff that we have seen in dreams or something. Like what we've seen in our inspiration. And then the other ideas that will also fit the same feeling. And then we sort of combine everything and so-called draw from imagination. I think the idea of draw from imagination is a bit deceiving. It almost feels like you should just be able to close your eyes and just draw everything. I don't know if that's really possible other than like a few really absolutely insanely talented people. I think it probably needs to be a lot more controlled than that. At least in the beginning, I think. This doesn't seem very reasonable to do it based on what I've tried so far. Well, not really necessarily try drawing from imagination, but just all the art that I've drawn so far. Just doesn't feel like it's very doable. Also, what angle is... Oh, I see, it's this way. Okay. This should be fine then, I think. So this perspective is actually kind of off, I think. Yeah, circle. There were like so many times in the past. Nowadays, not so often, but in the past, I would get like drift, like dragged into like a different world just by like smelling something, seeing something, hearing a piece of music. And those are the things that I want to draw, but the problem is it's so long ago now. And a lot of it is lost to time. I hate this hand, by the way. I don't like how it looks, by the way. But I also don't want to spend too long here. I think it's because I never quite drawn the structure behind. That's why I don't like how it ended up. I'll probably have to spend some extra time to fix this. I don't think I'm satisfied with this. Yeah, I'm not satisfied with the hands. I'll have to redo the hands. In the meantime, I'll just get the other lines sorted out for now. Yeah, these parts would be so much more interesting if I can put in the gaps here. Maybe at the end I'll actually redraw the lines to account for that. I'll do some paint over to account for that. Because it will add so much more visual interest to something that's very boring, I think. We don't have enough accessories and design elements to really be like, to really feel very impressive, I think. So anything that I can do to add more visual interest, I would like to do so. Yeah, leaving it to the end would be great, because then we can see the balance. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Let's wait until then. Let me just add it to my notes though. What's it called? I'm gonna call it fabric dips. And PO is for paint over, by the way. Yeah, I'll deal with the arms together and with that. In the meantime, it's not a problem. Do I want that? Could be more visually interesting, I suppose. Because I don't know the form anyways, like doesn't really matter. Oh, let's make it more angularish. I don't want it to be so round. Do I? Yeah, I don't really care. Can change it later if we want to change it. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I don't know why, but like I guess the lines are consistently with and it's just easier to line them up. But I would, yeah, I guess I don't know, because like this is way easier to line up than say for example something with line weight. I guess it's because we don't have all these like rise and dips. It's just consistent and all you have to do is line them up here. Huh. Because I always thought this would be easier to line up just because there's a bit more leeway to work with the but I don't know. This doesn't feel that half bad to draw, like with consistent line weights. Proportions, eh? Right, okay. I see. So it is natural, I guess. I was just yeah, like mentally it feels like, hey, the line weights are fixed, so that means you have to be super precise with how you line it up, right? But like I guess you have to be super precise with the other things anyways, like, and then now you take away like one of the variables of like changing line weights based on your pen pressure and stuff like that. So I suppose. Right, I want the curve on the based on the hips here, so I want it to be like this here, but I want it to be like this here. This is too much. Straight lines with the line weight with it. was on the algorithm. That means I missed the sequence. I think I technically kind of screwed it up a bit. Not the balance I wanted. Right? Yeah, no. Okay, that's fine. Which one of these lines did I want? これじゃないんだよね。It's because it's the base set. Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's over here. Oh, it's over here. Ah, broski. The pocket's too big. I'm assuming that's like a Twitter number, right? Let me see if I can just search for it. Oh, yeah, here it is. 全体を見てバランスを把握してから次に引く線のイメージ、そして引きから引き終わりを範囲意識。I've seen this before, I think. なるべく1本2本で詰めて迷い線を減らすことが何回も引き直すと自分を混乱する原因になりますし、線1本1本への向き合いの方が雑になりやすいからです。はあ。Anyways, I'm gonna send this. Thank you, Circle. Goodbye, Sengen. Bye-bye. Okay. Just redraw this. Oh no, I can just move the lines a bit closer. Yeah, I have some doubts about the consistent line width and as well as the textures that's on the lines. So see how this turned out. Even if I don't like it, I don't think it'd be bad enough to warrant a redraw though, so probably gonna be fine. But if I don't like it, I will just redo it, I think. Because it depends on what the other sequence is gonna be. We can always play around with it. Like we can do this. Right, because the target line goes up. And then merges, right? That was the... What happened to this side? Do I bother? Yes, I could. Be a 3 linear sequence. It's fine. Target is gonna go through. Okay. Enough stuff to not worry about that anymore. But this I need to fix. Where are my legs, dude? Where did my legs go, dude? Oh my god, dude. Where is it, dude? Which layer is it? Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. My god. Okay, I think it's where is it? Let's push it here. Can I do that? Toogie, toogie. Toogie, toogie. I think the pens are meant to be a little bit loose on the side. Just a little bit of gap. I'm gonna upplay it. I'm gonna play it even tighter here. Just because. I don't draw ties that often, I don't think, like thick ones like these, so might as well go all out while we're at it. It is part of the character design anyways. yeah, to be fair, I could have done it later. And I could have done it now. It's actually kind of interesting, like, if you're drawing the character and you talk to the guy who designed it. Like... and hear him talk about it kind of guides what I think makes sense or don't make sense. So what am I saying here? I'm saying the legs are... This leg is rotated that way. The center here would have been... So this is like this way and then it goes around. This one would have been all the way like rotated outwards. So the knee would be like here, right? So the knees line up. Okay. Yeah, I didn't really think about perspective too much. I like the original reference and I just kind of went with it. So, it should be fine here, I think. The shoes, yeah, the shoes are kind of high though, right? It's like halfway up the calves, so that is fine then. I just thought this looks a little bit short. If that's the case, that means this shoe should have been maybe a lot higher here. So if it's this far down, it would either have to be even more head-on, the angle. The center is somewhere here now. Maybe even more than that, actually. I don't know. Otherwise, it might have to get shifted up. But it also doesn't look that bad. It doesn't look that weird. So maybe I can ignore it. I want it to be as good as possible, but I think like that feeling, that idea is mostly reserved for the rendering itself, not actually like other stuff like perspective. As long as those are fine-ish, I think I'm okay. Shoes are hard. Yeah, okay, you know what? Just keep. Yeah, okay, that's gonna bother me 5 ever. Do I want to push in then? Maybe actually that's for that instead. How's the other me doing? It was just like already decided she's part of the Miji Sanji, the me verse. Why are we checking in on her? I don't actually have the tab open. Hang on, let me go find it. She already has like what, 5 times the normal amount of viewers I have. She's still live. She's got 40 people now. She's got 40 people now. She's just talking. Oh, she wants to greet like 80 people and she's up to 78 now. The last time I checked, it was like 57, I think. 56. Yeah, the vape is interesting. I feel like something about the Live 2D is sliding. I'm not 100% sure what. Like, I think there was a time when she turned. Oh, I can see a technical stuff. Oh, what is this? There's a poll asking if you have subscribed, and both options are yes, so. Report. Okay. Let's do this. I think she might be hopping off actually, I'm not sure. She's hopping off, yeah. Wow, Duvet. You got let me try something before she hops up again.
そういうことか。ワンピースはジャニーズのイメージあるな。ジャニーズか。守護信者様じゃありがとう。こんにちは。チャホナッチ、今日も来てくれてありがとう。挨拶カウンター80人目。ありがとう。よかったらこれからも長いのでゆっくりしてってね。80人いったので挨拶を90にします。
I don't know if she's gonna see it. I'll be honest.
ヒエンスパー。台本読めてて、えらい定期スパー。主権さんいらっしゃいませ。スパスパ。こんにちは、戻ってきました。ジャックを返
She's right here. She's right here.
これからも長いのでゆっくりしてってね。下スカルスパースパー。
She's here?
新女神転生のスマホゲームのキャラだよ。シオニャンっていう塩対応の口悪いアイドル。ありがとう教えてくれてね。ずっと気になってたの。
I don't know what she's reading right now, actually.
初めてじゃないです。初めてじゃないよね、やっぱり。
Oh, she's here?
ディータって覚えあるなって思ったけど、ワンコメがさ、記憶してなかった。ごめんね。台本読めて偉い。これは定期なの？
This is
80におめでとう。ありがとう。どうも。運命感じた。ミさん、初見です。はじめまして。挨拶カウンター81人目、初見カウンター15人目、僕からも挨拶させてください。みんなのハートににゃんと甘えたいにゃー。は？台本読んでんだよ。こんなこと言うわけないじゃん。V ソンドットライブ所属、みんなのペット担当。
Oh, that's part of the...
ミです。
Wait. No, she added the line here, I
ロム
guess.
の方もコメント打ってくださってる方もよかったらゆっくりしてってください。チャンネル登録、高評価、X のフォロー。
Oh, I see.
です。よかったら。
I think she's reading it whenever she gets a super chat. She's reading her self intro, but she adds a line here that's kind of like a tsundere thing, but like yeah, it would be funny if she comes over. Like she's not gonna see. I don't think she wouldn't bother to check us out. But wouldn't it be funny if she came over and be like, "Oh, he's streaming too"? It's like he's watching us stream on his stream. It's like what? Anyways, maybe one day. The collective number of me's, man. We should get all the me's on the internet and do a giant ass collab. I contemplated if I should have mentioned that I'm also streaming, but I don't think that's I think that's not polite in terms of like streamer culture, I guess. I'm not sure though. I don't really care personally. I think on the Japanese side it's a bit more I should probably draw the lines a little bit more. Oh right, I still have to figure out the stupid shoes. I still don't know what it looks like. He's not in online recently. I need to go in and take a photo of the shoes. It's kind of hard to see the patterns from the screenshots that I took. Apparently, I want to zoom in and get like a 1080p version of the shoe. Because I don't know what to do for this bottom part here. I'm just gonna leave it for now. Why is it not following the same angle though? Should at the very least attempt to. Yeah, I still don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to think like how many different me's that I can recall. I know there's another dude artist that I met at Comic-Con who's also me. I think his was a singular me. And then I think there was another like a VTuber, like a lolly rat VTuber or something, who is also called Mimi, I think. I mean, it's not gonna be that rare. Let me see. Oh, never mind. I found another Mimi. Okay, that's it. Dang it, dude. Oh, right. So this is the one that I sometimes see on my timeline. Right, English VTuber over here. And then I was searching for like in Japanese just now, and I found yet another one. So, oh, this is going back. No, that's going. Oh yeah, it's going forward. Or yeah. Anyways. Look at me being too lazy to type. Wait, why did one of the me disappear? What? Did it all get auto-corrected? Oh, there's another one. The duality of man. I literally Hololive member's real face right after 2 videos down. Stop doxing VTubers. Just a random Hololive English music video in the middle. My god. I need something better, man. This is unacceptable. I need to find a better name. At this point, like it's definitely too late. But at the very least, we can add a second half to the name, you know? I can make it more me's out of spite. What do you mean you got 6 me's? I have more. Oh man, what a mistake. Like, past me would have never... By the way, when I say past me, I'm not referring myself as this. I'm referring to myself as just the English me, by the way. Anyways, yeah, my past self would not have anticipated this at all. All I wanted was just a quick name to get into game and see what's up. And this is what it became. This is where we are today. I'm gonna wait on the rest of the shoe design. Let me get the other guy. This one is very round to get the curves correct. Let me see. Don't need that. Where's the hair? Get out of here. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think generally when I name things, I take a really long time to name. Because I want it to be special, right? I want it to be just for that one character. And I want nothing else in my head to be associated with that syllable. Or like, you know, that sound, that name. Other than that one character. So that everything is kept really clear. And clean. And this right now, this being what it is too common and it's too simple. There's no real thought behind it. That's why I don't really like it. But at the same time, it's got an interesting story to go with. And being so common, you know, like, I guess it's harder for people to find you if they want to find you. But there's also a higher chance of someone finding you if they don't want to find you. Maybe they just chance upon you by accident. Who knows, right? Like, so if you can give like the second, yeah, maybe you get like a second half to the name, which is a lot more unique and stuff that is easy for people to find if they want to find. Man, am I like search engine optimizing right now? We got like an easy to find part that is easily like perhaps like a dupe, you know, that can happen by chance. And then we have a part that lets people find us easily. Oh wait, this is meant to be higher, right? So actually this should pop up quite a bit more. So that means this target is gonna be here. Wait, hang on. The gap is slightly narrower than the legs themselves, so I think that's probably fine. Oh, this will set the tone for the perspective here, so this needs to be correct. Philippine noodle. Oh. Man, I want to eat some noodles right now, dude. What did I eat tonight? Oh, I had some vegetables tonight, right? Maybe I can cook myself something later. Ah, shit. Would I see it exceed the threshold there? It's not that long. Yeah, it's not that long. Okay, I should probably cut this down a little bit. Wait a second. I did everything on the same layer, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, but if I move it... let's push it inwards, right? Is it actually noodle that you like though, Circle? Oh, have you tried it before? I guess you might not have tried it before. At least if it's a a brand that you like eating, I guess that's not that bad. Imagine if it's something you dislike. I see, I see. Alright, this will get new print, so that's the part of the other section there, that's fine. I don't think anyone's gonna look that closely at the shoe. Something about this I don't like, but I'm not sure what, and I'm gonna ignore it. I'm gonna get the rest of the structure in first. Alright, what is this? Oh, right, let me nuke this. I'm just gonna go 5 then. Let's do 5. Yeah, I think what, like yesterday, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, we were talking about how I don't really enjoy traveling anymore just because it feels like there's too many things that can go wrong. And having to be prepared for those things, it's just a lot of work. But I still like to go to like northern part of Europe, I think, like the Scandinavian countries. I would like to take a look. I feel like they have some really crazy architectures and stuff there. Very modern like designs with like glass and stuff like that. A lot of man-made materials. I want to see those. I don't really like nature. I like stuff that's man-made. Nature is not that romantic, man, I feel like, because like you go out there, there's like bugs. It can be really hot, it can be really cold. You're always like, you know, a couple of bad choices away from dying. I guess it fits my personality with all the worrying. So yeah, I like nature when I'm sitting at home in my air-conditioned room and just looking at it through like a really clear monitor or something. You know, going over the mountains and stuff like that. Those are nice. But otherwise, I am not gonna go out of my way to go see a mountain outside. I'm not going in the wilderness just to look at rivers and shit. I've had my fair share of the jungle in the past. Not fun. Like the museum and Renaissance. I also don't like old stuff. I just want modern stuff. I also don't really like futuristic stuff. I've come to realize, like, super futuristic stuff just feels so disconnected. It doesn't feel very like it can be anything that anybody wants, right? Like it just doesn't feel like there's too much value in it if you can just do whatever that you want. No? But then in modern day, with modern problems and then people doing modern solutions to design, to like different materials, engineering, that kind of stuff, I like those. There's some really good channels out there, YouTube channels. They're just talking about really like random pieces of infrastructure, right? Real engineering. There's also civil engineer. What's it called? Civil engineering by Brady. Some really good channels about like civil engineering and infrastructure. You can learn about the most random piece of stuff like substations or like water treatment or sewers, that kind of stuff. Very, very interesting. that's fine. Back hook. Thing is linked up, that's fine. The bottom, I'm gonna force it later. Do I want lines here for these guys? 1 or 2 I don't think would hurt. Too many is gonna get too messy. Actually, I need to sort. I need to resolve this part first. What is this part? Probably need a better reference, honestly. Yeah, no lines actually. Let me just resolve it with colors later. Oops. Maybe not even this. Probably a straight line. I just don't like this tail here. Maybe not necessary to be that long. Okay, it's just hair in the zip. Unexplainable sci-fi stuff, fantasy related, right? Oh wait, the corners are beveled. You know what, I just redraw that. I always thought I hated fantasy stuff. Like, I just don't like it. But I play Genshin and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Anything that isn't reality is great. Oh shit, too zoomed in. I'm gonna draw straight lines. It's a square, right? Yeah, it is. Ooh, alright. The lines are a little bit thick for this object. This is too small, but Oh, I just realized, like, Circle, the crown thing, the point scoring system, you were like number 2 in the beginning, and then as you chat, you became number 1. Oh, you were number 3 and then you became number 1. And then now you're number 2 again. And then you're number 1 again. Look at that. I bet if either you're like, oh, I'm not sure, but maybe like Duvet or Uni, if you guys like say one thing, it might actually just bump you. Oh, never mind. Circle just went up to 200 EXP. You guys are. I wonder how it's going. How is it doing that? Because Duvet said like one thing and he got bumped to number 1 and took your number 1 spot. And then it took you this long before you got it back again. The most random ass shit ever. Also, I'm oh my god, this she. I didn't give it enough space, did I? I didn't really think this through, did I? This wasn't crafted properly. Only question is, what am I gonna do about it? Do I care? Yeah, I'm gonna do this. It actually goes into the clip now, but I don't think anyone's gonna see that. Is it round? Yeah, it's a bit rounded. Okay. Of course it is rounded, yeah. The character's motif, I think. Yeah, it's a bit round. It's the round version. What does a zipper look like? Oh no, I was gonna look for my clothing, but I could just look for a photo. Zip. Okay, maybe something like this, right? Can I see it from the side? Ah, okay, this is good. Huge. So it kind of floats above the fabric. I see. What about the bottom part of it? But the zipper, oh, okay, the zipper extends out of the fabric. But I think in this case here, it's not that serious, but I think it's set a little bit inside. So what that means is that the round thing might actually be covered by the thick fabric on this white part here. And then the zipper exists within this inner space here. Right, but I want to maintain the sequence. So, okay. Let me see. If it's gonna be like this for all these guys, then you have to keep it the same. How about target length? It wouldn't be that far, I think. Probably be something here. Just keep it here for now. That means I'm also gonna maintain this angle. Oh, I see. Up. Apple Genius bought apartment and it just blue screen my PC. Oh my god, dude. I don't know, like it's like I'm trying to transfer pictures of my iPhones from like the holiday that I had before. This was like 2 years ago. And it's just so hard to make how to like get things off the stupid iPhone. Like Apple products just like made to not work with like Windows, man. It's gotta be on purpose. Like Apple is known for going like making like user experience really smooth between Apple products. They must have just like screwed everything up on purpose. There's no way, dude. No way it's this hard, man. I hope your PC recovers. Like oh my, like you're moving data off too, right? It's backing up. So that's absolutely the worst case scenario. Right, yeah. Because if you open your iPhone on the computer, you get to see like what, depending on what kind of mode you took it in, like there would be like multiple of the same files and then like whatnot. It's like just a mess. How does Zippos work? It's not that serious, but I'm gonna go look this up here real quick. What is the bottom version? Like, okay. It's gonna be hard to find photos. I think this is actually probably faster to find my actual zip. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So everything crashes too often. Oh, I see. Maybe it's a memory thing or something like that. As oh, nice. You built it? Very nice, very nice. PC building is nice. Mine, the one that you guys are watching me stream on is I think 2019. I made it. Middle of 2019. The spikes are still not that bad. Like it's just I think Windows probably got a lot less efficient over the years with all the clutter that's been building up and stuff like that. So it's oh wait, no, I cannot do that. So it must be something straightforward like that. Okay. I do need to be able to see it though. Ah, this is gonna interfere. What is this layer? Oh, okay. You then. Oh, yes, I haven't updated yet. Although I probably shouldn't be saying that. That's a security concern. Crashes more often now. Ooh. Planned obsolescence. They're doing it on purpose. Conspiracy theory. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's so fun, guys. Oh my god, I'm having so much fun. Holy shit. I would like to finish the lines as much as possible today, so a lot of these lines and shapes and forms and flows is more together, I guess. Lino. Meow, 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 meow. Oh wait, don't I have other stuff for the hair? No? Nothing for the top? Oh. Oh. Gotta do it. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna leave the hair till tomorrow because I get the option to warm up with an ass study first. I can draw a bunch of lines over the ask illustrations, and I can do some studies that is not traced as well. And then I'll just let the my hands take over tomorrow. Test is the out there, try out there, crashes a bit out of the reverse to the overrun. Oh, that is pretty serious. Actually, now that it reminds me, my colleague at work isn't able to update to Windows 11 because when you try to do it, it updates the current Windows 10 and then it will also fail in the middle. So it's also like locked. Oh yeah, that is bad. Is it like a possibly like a memory storage space kind of issue, perhaps? Because it's kind of hard to imagine that like what else could it be caused by, right? Like updates failing and crashing. Like crashing is really serious. Windows shouldn't let that happen that often. Yeah, why would it crash? Like memory issues would be the most prevalent, I suppose. I don't know if memory cards are too old, but then if that's the case, other stuff should also crash. But maybe the Windows one is a bit more intensive with the usage and like getting to some edge cases. Could be memory, could be storage space, could be other hardware related issues. What's the best way to go about debugging this, I wonder? There's not much software-wise that you can do, I think. So unless it's like a hardware issue, if not, maybe like issues with the previous Windows installation, maybe some files are not where they're supposed to be, maybe some values are not what they're supposed to be. That's the only thing that I can kind of brainstorm and think about at this point. Can I not just use what I have for the face already, actually? I don't think this is a problem here. Actually, this is probably usable. Yeah. Okay, I don't have to redraw that. That's fine. I might have to lower the thing a bit because I need to see the mouth a little bit more completely. This right now, I think it's not enough to carry the emotion through, right? It's alright. Yes, it's alright. So, optional. Okay. Yeah, but you will have to install that drive and move stuff off of C drive, I think. So you still have to be able to boot the computer at least once. Not to mention you might have to format that drive anyways, so I guess, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way to like make an image backup of your computer, but again, you still have to boot it up once, right? You get a image that you can just load after the Windows 11 update is finished installing. So you would make a backup image of the current status of this current data, do a factory reset on the Windows 10, do the Windows 11 update, pray that it works, and then reload the data. I don't know if it's compatible though, if that's an option like that. My guy at work, because at work it's the same thing, you have to update. But the problem with work is that you don't get to delay it, because past a certain date, they actually start to shut people's computers down if they didn't update. So because he's stuck, and then I think he's gonna have a lot of issues with data later. Oh, I see. It just has to do a crash first. Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, Windows can be stupid like that, but then there's definitely a way. Like if you look, ChatGPT is actually pretty good at doing stupid shit like technical stuff like this. There's probably a way to edit the registry. Yeah, like I don't think like turning the settings off is enough. You have to go into the registry and change values directly in the Windows settings. I think there should be a way to prevent it from doing so. Like okay, so I think there's multiple parts to this. If that's a setting is probably one thing in the registry. I think there should be some setting there, like whether if it needs to update or it should update or what the current version is. There must be some way to hack it. And then the other part is whether if they already have the files, it must have already been downloaded and installed on your computer. If you can find that thing and just delete it, and then turn off the internet when you boot, then there's no way it could do it automatically, I think. Maybe do some stupid shit like that to hack it, and if you want to just like an interim solution, I suppose. Yeah, I do believe like there should be options to do like more like these kind of hacky stuff. It's just that it's so inaccessible. Like, where are you gonna get the other knowledge to do this, or even like consider trying stuff like that? I like to make ChatGPT just do my internet research for me. I don't trust what it says, but I trust that it can at least pull data from other people's stuff and compile it into a list with the source, and then I can go read it. Yeah. Maybe, yeah, I think I would try asking GPTs to see if they have any suggestions for debugging, troubleshooting, or working around it. Or you can build a new computer. You can build a new computer and fully wipe this one. Oh. One of the times you crash and the revert won't work and I'm screwed. Yeah, like Windows update, OS update, BIOS updates. Oh my god, the scariest shit ever. Like firmware updates. Honestly, like yeah, like throughout this year as well, every time Windows asks me to update, I'm also kind of worried that I just won't be able to turn on the computer again the next day. So I try to back up my data once in a while. For the most part, like stuff like stream practice and stuff, I don't mind losing. But then I guess today's stuff like this, I do need to keep it. I do need it. I guess we do have a copy on stream though. Worst case, I can come on stream and just take a screenshot and retrace everything. Oh, that's gonna suck though. Oh, the hand looks kind of okay now. It's not the best, but it looks good enough to go proceed actually. I just need the shoes. I need to get the hair, and then we can just start coloring and stuff. Anyways, I'm probably gonna hop up here. Getting kind of sleepy. I think yeah, I'll try to finish this by the end of this week, I hope. Thank you guys for coming. I hope your computer troubles get fixed soon, Uni. Fixes itself soon, not get fixed soon. Because yeah. Yes, thank you, Circle. Anyways, see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Goodbye.